What's up, crypto beans? What's up, guys? Okay, let's just do a little update on Bitcoin because it's looking bullish as fuck. So let's wait for some user to join. Just having a nice beer, fresh, to celebrate my full-time crypto adventure. For who doesn't know, today I quit my job and I'm fucking full crypto with a BTC pump, baby. Let's go. Anyways, as my microphone as always pretty good, or is too high. Hey DC, you never miss a stream. That's good. Okay, so let's see what's going on, because these things looks dope. Looks dope. So the first bounce that I traced here, the square, it's where the candle closed pretty much. I mean, we know we had huge weeks, so we had dump up to 5-7, but during the day they all recover. So what is this? The 78% Fibonacci that you guys see here has been holding pretty damn good so far, right? So that was the first bouncing level. Then if that 78 Fibonacci would have not hold, my next target was going to be 5.5. Now we have to be careful for this false breakout. We have to see when the candle close to really see about if Bitcoin is really breaking this channel or not. Now, something that I really want to show you guys is the differences with Heikin Ashi candle and the candlestick. It's very different, especially when it comes to the last open candle. Okay, it's really tricky. Why I'm saying this is because right now you see this candle, and look on your right, you see two prices. You see 6318, which is the one that the candle shows, and then there is 6365, which is the current price. So the current price is the red one, so a little bit higher than what the chart shows you. So if you want to analyze the last candle, so the candle that is still open, I don't recommend Heikin Ashi. I recommend candlestick. I show you what happens here. If I put candlestick, look how bigger the candle will become. It's a little bit higher than the Heikin Ashi one. Okay, if I put back Heikin Ashi, should be a little bit lower. See, it just broke the bull flag, the channel. But if I put normal candles, it's already a little bit above it. So it will change a lot for sure. So you need to consider this when analyzing the last open candles. Okay, and as you can see with candlestick pattern, you just see one price here, 6368. My God, my long position is pumping. Yeah, anyways, that I just thought you know, you guys read all the comments this user did on me. It was just I don't know. I'm pissed because, you know, I just do so much for the community and people have to accuse me or like what, that I didn't call it, like what, like I'm doing this for free. It's been like 8 months. Just make your own decision, and damn, you know. Anyways, I post my BitMEX profit just because it was fun. Get Bitcoin fucking pumped when I quit my job. That was my thing. I never, you know, wanted like to show off or be like, hey, you guys are making money, you know. Plus, you know, I didn't really put nothing. Like I margin 25x. That's a lot of margin. You know, I'm not gonna like risk my capital on a 20x when Bitcoin can just crash whenever he wants, right? So I really didn't put nothing on that one. But, you know, I let it open. If it keeps going up, goes to 20k, yes, I will get a lot. Thank you. Thank you, top scholars, and thank you, DC. Yeah, I know you're a big supporter of me. Otherwise, you won't be listening to my live show every time. Thank you. Anyways, let's see what's going on. Let's go Ekinashi, because you guys know I love Ekinashi because I can see the trend much better. And let's just start from scratch. Actually, let me post my link forward to a few channels so we. Oh. So chat premium. Let's see here, there. All right, I send you a few so we get more users. All right, so let's start from scratch, as always. That's one of the main things I say when, you know, I run my 1v1 lesson. I always say start from the big frame, start from scratch, start from zero, make it all like this, so you see what's going on, right? You have the bigger picture. That's how I start to chart everything I do. And sometimes I even go from the weekly. The weekly tells us a lot too. In this situation, I mean, I don't still see a green candle on Ekinashi. When I will see a green candle, well, that for me means a lot, because I'm an Ekinashi candle trader, right? And you guys can see from the chart, you know, it's pretty solid, like the red candles, and as soon as the green shows up, well, it's important. Like it probably will pump all the way through. It's very rarely, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because as you guys can see here, right, there is a red candle, so, you know, you might sell it there, but then it pumps again. But, you know, overall it might be a good indicator of a bullish continuation. Okay, so now this red candle is getting closer. So instead of making a lower low, it almost made a higher low. So we have to see how this candle close, and as you guys can see here, it made a higher low, higher low, higher low, and then there was a green candle. So that's how I analyze Ekinashi candles. But when you see candlestick, it's a different approach. You know, we have to see how the candle closed to make a prediction. But again, I'm not a candlestick pattern trader. I like more trends, I like more patterns, I like more support, resistance, price actions, indicators, and so on. I don't go by the candles, which, you know, it's something that it's important for sure. You know, I'm not saying it's not important, and it's something that I will be looking to integrate in my charting. But, you know, there's so many things to to learn, so many things to use, too many tools, indicators that, you know, sometimes you can really mess up your chart, and you have so many things and you see so many indicators, they're bullish, so many they're bearish, and then it comes lots of uncertainty when you do your trade. So it's better to stick with just few of the one that you have been mastering for a long time, and that worked for you. And if it's something works, you know, why change your strategy, right? Of course, you can always like improve and keep learning and keep adding things, and then train yourself on those new things. But anyways, Kinashi candles, this is the weekly. Let's go check let's go check some indicators. Okay, so volume on the weekly. It's by looking at the average. Look, the average is this red area. We cannot really tell so much. It's kind of flat, maybe just the last three candles look like we had a big volume here, but nothing crazy we can tell from the volume right now. I mean, volume, it's another huge indicator. There are traders that really focus on volume, because volume, if there's no volume, usually there is no price actions. But it's very tricky. It's another tricky indicator, and by the volume itself, it's hard to make consideration, because, you know, the candles can just pop up, and that's your volume. But there are some other indicators like on OBV. We have monkey flow, and we have other stuff that we can consider when we want to analyze volume, CVI, and so on. That, you know, that's something to consider, man. Anyways, what I want to see right now, just my favorite indicators, now RSI, MACD, that's what I use pretty much. And, you know, from the weekly, again, weekly it's I think already too big for crypto, because, you know, everything can happen like in a minute. So looking at the weekly chart, you know, even though MACD here looks like it's going down, you know, tomorrow if BTC reaches to 7K, these things can just, you know, start to go up, and the RSI too. But we reached, by looking at RSI, we're not quite down to this level. Actually, not really this support level. It would be nice if we arrive there. There's some kind of channel here, liquid trace, or which can be considered like a downward channel. Then, you know, might break up at some point. If it breaks up now, it's not a divergence, because it kind of follows the price. Not that I can consider it as a divergence, because it's doing exactly the same thing, right? Like that. So if this bounce here, you know, that's a positive indicator. What is it? You know, if RSI bounce off here, we might see this bounce off here too. So that's something we have to look for. Let me do a sip of my beer. Vacation time. Vacation time. I feel like I've done school. You know when you've done school when you're kids in summer and you're like, you're fucking free? Okay. Alright, and feels good. Feels good after a pump, you know. Fucking pumping today. I can't believe it. You know, it's funny because I said in my channel, I was like, you know, I'm directly proportional on BTC dump, like more days, less days to me quitting my job, more BTC pumps. And I was like, you know, maybe when I quit my job, BTC pumps. I mean, it fucking did. But you know, we have to see if it keeps going. So, but you know, it's a good positive thing for sure. So, MACD. See MACD. MACD again, nothing crazier. You know, it's pretty low to be honest. It's oh. Look how low it is. So he failed here and now he's below zero, and it looks great to be honest. Even the histogram, the histogram is kind of like fucked up, but that's what I'm saying. Like here, when it was like so high, about 3,000, that was, you know, when we were 19k, and you know, when you see this cross on MACD, you wanna sell, and probably you wanna buy back when you see a bullish cross below zero. So in this case, you know, the bearish cross was right here. So at this level, there was a sell right there, and you can even tell better on the daily chart. But MACD, not too much to see here. Let's see the cloud on the weekly with the crypto settings, which are 20, 60, 120, 30. To allow for, you know, a 24 hours market. The candle is right on the cloud, and you know, that should not be a good indicator, but you know, we're still talking about the weekly. The TK cross here, which is like bearish indicator, but they're kind of recovering. So if these candles start to pump and arrives here, we might see another cross of the TK, and in that case will be bullish. And the cloud is pretty thin, so it could penetrate, so that's not great. But I think what is this? Coinbase. If I take another chart, BTC is what is it? Bitstamp. Let's see what happened previously. I think I had an example. I don't remember where. Not in this chart. Maybe on the daily. Okay, let's check the daily because I want to see if I remember what I was looking at. You know, the weekly, anyways, I don't really chart them much on the weekly. I look for the indicators more. When it start come to, you know, finding resistances, support, and channels, I go on the daily. That's my main chart, and that's where I look for moving averages too. I use my moving average on the daily. I don't use them on the weekly. So moving average 50 and 200, which are the most common one. If we remove Ikimoku for now, let's remove this thing. You know, we had that you know, the bearish, the dead cross, which was bad news, and BTC dropped all the way down. You know, when we saw this cross, it was crazy because the cross happened and then it pumped again to go retest the moving average 200, as you guys can see here. It tried to break it and tried to break it, and then it went all the way down. So it was kind of weird to see this pump after the dead cross. But you know, moving average are another indicator that are like, it's tricky sometimes, because and that's the price, you know. So it's not that easy to trade those moving averages, because you know, it's just a refiguration of the price, and if the price drops, of course, it's the trend is gonna hit the moving average and drop right there. So I would use moving average as a confirmation of my my idea, overall idea. So if I know I'm bullish, and right now, for example, we see this green candle, this pumping, starting go up. So moving average 50 will be a good indicator for me to start to think about bullish, right? When we break the moving average, the trend might change really hard in that way. And as you guys can see here, when he broke the 50, he kept going up, and here he didn't bounce, actually bounced here, then he broke and he goes down. So in this case, if we break this, then they might be good for the trend and keep going up. So at that level would be about 7K, right? The level that I've been talking about in the free channel, that it's a level that we can start to probably think about a nice bullish run of BTC. Because, you know, yeah, the candle today, it's a positive candle, but, you know, it doesn't mean we're going to tweak 20K, you know. Hey Armando, what's up? I nailed with that one. Which one? Sorry, bro. What you're referring to? So what we want to look here, let's move moving average, because you know, nothing crazy. Ikimoku cloud, we're still below. We're trying to break trying to break it. Actually, we almost touched it and we didn't break it through. Actually, let's check candles. Oh, we see candles, how different there is. Like, we're almost breaking through there. So that's another good good indicator. And I mean, from the cloud, that's all I can see from now. And you know, then the red cloud is, you know, too high to even consider for now. But let's check. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And that was funny. That was so funny. A coincidence or a destiny. I believe in destiny. Okay, so what we want to look at, let's look at an indicator first before to look at anything else. RSI oversold, like a double bottom on the oversold. That's what I would call it, right? A nice double bottom. Right there, no, can be some kind of a double bottom. So that's a bullish indicator, or even this little thing here can be considered a double bottom. What else? So let's see if there is some divergences on the daily. I don't think there is any, no. But it's been oversold for a while, pointing up. It's looking great. It's looking great so far, and it's kind of breaking this kind of channel or pennant or whatever that was. It's nice sometimes to trace patterns on the RSI too, right? Like if I trace the highs and the lows, that could be a nice pennant and it's breaking up, right? So yeah, for the RSI, can see more on the daily, then we'll go look closer. MACD, it's getting flat, so from big waves it's getting flat, and usually when it gets flat, it's a pretty good indicators of a pump or a dump. In this case we have a bullish cross, and even here you can identify some kind of a pattern. I don't know if it's more a falling wedge. It's breaking up. It broke up. I mean, possibly. Maybe something like that. But, that's something, I just do as extra. I won't really... some people really consider those indicators and make patterns and believe patterns on this indicator, and for sure can be a reason to call for a bullish run. But there are so many things we can consider too. Volume on the daily, by looking at volume indicator, what it's doing, it's been going up these last 4 candles, growing, and now we have to see this last candle, what it does, how it closes. Hopefully it closes above all the others. What else? Moving averages. Let's put BB, Bollinger Bands, just to see where we have Bollinger Bands. Was a nice squeeze here. There's another squeeze that might be coming up, and usually when the Bollinger Band squeeze, that means price is gonna either dump or pump. Of course, we want to look for huge oversold area to buy if using Bollinger Bands. So in this case, this was a perfect buy because the wick is so far away from the cloud. Then when the wick goes far away a little bit, it's kind of tricky, right? It's not as useful. That's why sometimes I move my my standard deviation to 3 to make the cloud a little bit bigger. So I don't consider some wicks. I just consider the most important ones. But Bollinger Band is more. It's a better indicator. I use more for scalping if I want to trade 3-minute chart on BitMax. That's a very good indicator. Actually, let's see if there is an example on 3-minute chart. 3-minute chart. 3-minute chart. For example, see, this is standard deviation 3. I would buy this week right here, right? I will buy this, and I will just, how much percentage is that? When I do high leverage though, I would do that. 1%, you do 100x leverage, that's 100%. So yeah, if I have to do low leverage, I won't consider 3 minutes. I go look at bigger time frames, right? Is my audio still good, guys? Okay, let's go back to our daily. Let's see what else we can see. Let's move the moving averages. We look at the indicators. Now let's start to make some lines here. Of course, this huge horizontal line, that's the one, the most important one so far, because we have this the drop of June 2nd. No, sorry, it's June 2nd, February the 2nd. They're making a support with November the 14th, and now it's bouncing off here twice, maybe for a double bottom pattern. So we have to touch on the line, and that can be a nice bullish indicator. The candle closed pretty good there. And this is, let's put logarithmic scale, because I like to trace logarithmic scale on Bitcoin because the price is so high. Let's see if we can trace any line here. So this one of support I would trace by looking at just the last portion on the daily. Yeah, let's remember, actually you can put array and put a magnet tool, so I don't cheat, right? It's the magnet tool, pretty good to use. And I can trace this one, another one right there. This on the logarithmic scale. Actually, on the linear scale, there is an interesting one. On the linear scale, by just getting the first point, here, and tracing that down and connecting. I don't really like this one too much. It's kind of, it's like cheating a bit. If I want to connect this point, this high and this high, it's kind of going through the trend, but you know, it's breaking there. You know, if you guys want to see that as some kind of a bullish indicator, you can consider it. I'm not really positive about this one. I will trace more the logarithmic scale and go with that, because as you can see, if I trace this line by connecting three highs, that's more that's a more precise kind of view where Bitcoin broke and start to drop, kind of like looking for a bounce and retest the resistance broke before and pump back up. So that's a more a better one in my opinion. And then, you know, we have this one that I just traced, and we might break, right? That's a nice channel right there. So let's go take a look closer and see. Even 12 hours sometimes is nice to check. I go through every single chart. Let's remove here, and I start to look at some divergences. You know, we know there were some huge ones, some huge divergences, and on 12 hours, especially with the RSI, we can see a huge divergence. RSI is oversold, and as Elisa said, divergences should be on the when RSI is oversold. You know, we don't really want to look for divergences when RSI is not oversold. For example, you know, we don't want to look for divergences inside here, but we want to look for divergences when things are below. Actually, I'm using Ekinashi. This is another tip. When you see Ekinashi candles and candlestick, the RSI changes, so it's a little bit different. So let's go with candles, and you guys can see now that I can trace a perfect divergence on the RSI, connect the 3 points, while if I would use Ekinashi candles, I won't be able to trace a perfect one because this point is a little bit lower. And then, you know, if I can connect those candles, kind of. Oh, I hate this magnet tool now. Okay, so now this could be a divergence. The price is dropping, is making lower lows, and the RSI is making higher lows, and that's a bullish divergence. And of course, if we were, that's where I opened my position on BitMEX. That's why I went long, because there was this divergence. 1 point, 2 point. So right here, that's when I opened my position. And 1, 2, and 3 points. So that was a perfect setup to trade a divergence. And it happened. So it already happened. So we cannot really consider that right now anymore. You know, it's over. It's already done his things. So let's go back to Ekinashi and let's go check other patterns. Some other lines, you know, there was this one that was making like a falling wedge and he broke up. On the short term, of course, but I will consider other things when looking more closely. Let's see if I can trace a nice channel just with this pattern. This pattern was a really messy one. Like, everybody has been trying to like figure it out what these things was, and it's really hard to trace because there are so many weeks to consider and not consider, connecting the highs or connecting the lows. It's very, very tricky. So by looking at this channel, we're not really breaking it for the moment. So a candlestick, it's trying to. So we have to look for this bounce here. We need to be careful here. If we break this level, yeah, sure, we're bullish. But right now, by looking closely, we're just bounce off that channel, right? But again, it's very hard to trace this channel, so it's very tough because again, it's not a perfect one. There is a fail here, so I connect the high here and the high here, and by connecting those highs, that's the channel I get. And it's a pretty good channel because it connects my lows here and another low here, just a failed break down here. So that's not a bad one, guys, to be honest. So by consider this one, I won't still be super bullish. Hey Hydra, what's up, man? You going long? You long on this one? Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I've been trying margin trading. It's like a shit show. There is so much speculation, manipulation, stop loss hunting, kingling, fucking long and short. It's just a game right now. It's very it's hard. That's why, you know, I didn't really recommend any long position, because, you know, we know you want to go long and then they put the price down, so it's fucked up. But I opened a little one, you know, I just went 25x. I got lucky, you know, and nothing that, you know, nothing crazy there. But yeah, this long one, I may probably close it. It's 6.4. Fuck, I opened at 6. I think I should be happy with it. and fuck, then we see. Maybe I put a stop loss. The problem is where to put the stop loss. Fuck. we want to consider the order block in this case. Let's go take a look closer. 4-hour chart is a nice one. We take some horizontal line. Those are, to be honest, the best one to trace when margin trading, especially in margin trading price action. So you kind of broke this one for sure, and now we're looking at this support here, try to break through, and there was a rejection with this wick here. But, you know, always consider all lines, you know, not just horizontal lines. So that's why I trace this channel here, right? We had a little rejection, big rejection, to be honest. It's not a small one. Now we have to see where this candle goes. But let's check indicators. RSIs didn't make the top, so it didn't get in the overbought area, and that's not good, because especially in crypto, when RSI gets overbought, it's a very bullish sign. But not in stock though. In stock, as soon as a stock gets overbought, usually it drops. Doesn't even make the overbought area. But in crypto, it's very opposite. So when the RSI breaks this overbought area, usually people hold the coin so much, and the coin keeps going up like crazy. And we can see that on the daily chart, for example. You guys can see this. You guys can see this here, right? See, almost reached overbought area, and then boom, it dropped. But here, every time you reach the overbought area at this level, boom, went crazy. And we have another example here. reach overbought area, and boom, all the way up, and so on, right? So it's very important to break this DRSI level 70 in crypto. So here, and boom, it didn't happen here. That's why we didn't pump. Of course, you know, RSI on the daily looks great. 4 hours start to bending down a little bit. It might not make it. So, you know, we can take a look at this closely to understand what we gotta do if we, you know, close our long and go short, maybe too, for another run. This thing is not even looking great if we want to trace, and that's something that I trace more in the hourly. Let's go back to our Equinashes so I can see things better. You know, these things, it might be making a flag. If I consider the week, I kind of broke it. Maybe if I consider the candlesticks, like the body of the candle, not really. It's not really a bearish flag. It's more an horizontal flag that comes from a downtrend. So we'll consider more those horizontal order blocks and the bearish flag at this point to understand if we're going down. Yeah, Hydra, thank you for the comment. Yeah, margin trading, guys, it's it's like it's risky, you know. It's very, very risky, so you need to know what you're doing before to trade the kind of to do the kind of style trading. So let's go take a look closer. Let's see a few other things on the 2 hour. 2 hours CRSI, it went over it, it made it, and now it's kind of turning down a little bit. Even though it's overbought here, that's kind of tricky. I really consider a bullish indicator RSI overbought only in the daily chart, okay? Only in the daily. When it gets overbought, I really consider it as a bullish. Then when we chart other time frames, as you can see here, you know, sometimes it can be bullish, but sometimes not. So even though it breaks, it's not a really good indicator. So on the daily will be much better. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, trying to break. 1 hour doesn't look ugly here. It's trying to break that resistance. Let's go take a look closer. 30 minutes, some red candles there. I don't know, no, not dropping too much. Uh, 50 minutes, 50 minutes. Maybe some Elliott wave, some little Elliott. And that's not a bad idea. So 23% retrace, man. I mean, it's very hard to trace Elliott on the 15-minute chart, so I'm just trying to see things here. Not sure if it's making, there are so many weeks, so I'm not sure if it's making a falling wedge that broke already in that case right here. But if I don't consider the highest week, I consider the second, we're still in a channel. Oh. So that might break. If it breaks, let's see, maybe right there. 78%. Ooh, look at this. Like, I just traced a Fibonacci and inverse Fibonacci, to be honest, and the targets are pretty solid. So under 61% traced in my style. But consider just the correction hits right on the resistance of the channel, so we might have some kind of Elliott pattern for another little pump. We don't consider the biggest week, we go right here. So I was trying to explain Elliott wave on my collaboration channel. I think I made a little mistake. I say that the one cannot be the longest, but I was wrong on that one. The one can be the longest. Is the third one that cannot be the shortest. Okay. So in this one, you know, if we trace like this, the third is not really the shortest one. Probably the fifth is the shortest in this case. If we arrive there, we go there, you know, they're almost like all the same sides except the one. So 3 and 5 are the same length, so that's still good. But when the third is the smallest one, in this case, that's weird. That's a weird one. And plus, you know, 1 and 4 intersect each other. 1 and 4 should not intersect each other to consider for an Elliott. So in this case, as you guys can see, 1 and 4 don't cross each other. If these were like this, they cross each other, so it's not a good Elliott to consider. But hey, we could have a little pump here, or just drop from here. Really hard to say at this moment. As you can see, RSI in 15 minutes, he bounced off 70 level and it's kind of trying to go back up. I forgot to check some divergences at this point. Let's see, what is this one? I mean, this is already over it, but this was pretty horizontal. So the price is horizontal when the RSI is making higher lows. That's a bullish, exaggerated divergence. I know if we saw that, you could have placed a buy, a long position, probably here after 1, 2, 3 touches. That's called exaggerated bullish divergence, because the price, it's flat, horizontal, and the momentum is increasing, making higher lows. What else? Let's go check 1 hour. I didn't check divergences in the hour. I mean, we still can see that one. I mean, that's it, guys. Nothing that I can really say anymore at this point. I mean, 6.5 is the level we need to look for to break. You already tried here, 6.5, it got rejected, right? And on Coinbase, that's even, you know, as everyone say, psychological level. You know, some user, you know, maybe the less experienced, they place their orders right on perfect numbers, right? They put short as 6.5 or long as 6.5 instead of like thinking more about, you know, the whales and the stop hunting mentalities, people that want to hit your stop loss and they know you have bids placed there and they just want to hit your stop loss and they just want to close, make you lose, and so on. So there are so many things going on when we talk about precise number, like, you know, 6K, 6.5, 7. Those levels are really high manipulated, so watch out for those ones. Usually they have to retest those levels to think bullish. Like here, for example, he broke 6.5, but then he crashed right away, right? So, you know, you never go long. As soon as he breaks 6.5, you go long, you know, if you have a confirmation. Probably, you know, if the trend breaks 6.5 and then goes back down and it bounces off 6.5 and goes back again, that's when I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna go long on the retest of the support. Okay, that's just some to look for if you're on margin trade. 7-8, so you say 50K by the end of the year? Yeah, I hope so, because then in December this shit is gonna crash again, as it does every fucking year. So it better pump now until December and we're good. Then we go vacation. 7-8, 7-8 that you saying, let's say 7-8. Oh, these highs right here. Well, yeah, if we break this bull flag, this channel that has been going down forever, yeah, for sure my next horizontal targets will be for sure, you know, 6.8 after we break 6.5, and then I mean, then we have 7 as a psychological target, and then yeah, that's for sure 7, 8. That can be one right here, and yeah, and we have like a strong one here. 7, 8. You know, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to pump. You know, we have lots of resistance to break through. All right, guys. So you're putting me to sleep now. Yeah, I'm falling asleep too. That's why we're just going to close. All right, everyone. I'm just gonna close it. I think I cover pretty much most of the update on BTC, and let's hope it breaks, keeps going up, but let's watch out for this level. 6.4 is bouncing up here, up and down here. I will, if your guys are long and you open a long position from 6, I would, you know, set up a stop loss very close, because this thing's might crash again. Okay, so we didn't really break any important resistance. We broke for sure in the small time frames, but the daily, which is probably the most important one, doesn't still look bullish, doesn't have any bullish confirmation at the moment. All right, see you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.